Okay, wild mama morning hair. Don't even have, now I gotta put my eyeballs together. Oh, don't even have my wits about me yet. Making the first good and holy cup of coffee, but we're doing well. I think I had a little bit of too much excited energy last night. I did finish, I think I was up till like midnight 30. I finished this wonderful book I've been working on. It's actually taken me a few weeks just with all that we've had going on. But I'm still trying to at least read at night before bed. It's a book called Surviving the Forest. That's my coffee going. Anyway, we finally got a closing date for our big move. I have not mentioned it on YouTube or online. I think I did. I have mentioned it, that it was coming up to the members of my large family table community. But good morning, sweetie. Good morning. You excited?
Yep.
Anyway, we're moving. And this is my big countdown to closing day vlog that I wanted to do. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. The kids were also up late last night for several days. During read aloud time, they've been making homemade Valentines. Valentine's party is at our homeschool group today. It's actually the first year our big homeschool group is doing one. So I had Travis, when him and Naomi were on their way home from basketball last night, go to Walmart and also just get some traditional Valentines. They had like, you know, little sticks of candy or something with them, I figured. For some of our younger kids who didn't necessarily get a whole heap of homemade Valentines done, some kids have done a big stack of homemade Valentines and they have extra. I just thought it would be good to fill in some of the gaps. And then if we end up giving 2 kids a Valentine in our group, I'll try to show you a peek today. But anyway, okay, first little speck of coffee's done. I've always gotta reset this coffee button on my Keurig. Okay, anyway, moving, yes. So up until yesterday, I got so much to tell you, so much. So stick with me. I will try to be answering what I think will be common moving questions from you guys throughout this vlog. So stay tuned and watch the whole thing. First question, how long has this been going on? So we started this whole moving process backwards. You know by my vlogs that I've mentioned over the last few years, as much as we have loved this forest home and it has been very good to us, and there's just lots of reasons we love it here, and then there's also a list of reasons where it's like, well, this may not be our forever spot. You just don't always know. So we have kept our eyes out. Someone's in there, honey. You can go to my bathroom though. We have kept our eyes out for at least the last 2 years. Hi, sweetie. Good morning. Good morning. Mommy's talking to her camera already. What in the world? Gotta film when I can, though. I've come outside to see if I have any coffee creamer in my outside refrigerator, or I have to use my emergency powdered creamer. But anyway, last summer, so we've been looking the last 2 years. What we have wanted, if we were going to move again, it would need to be exactly what we wanted. With this house, the biggest thing that we settled on was the square footage. Since it had so much of what we wanted, we were going to do some big building projects. And then when it came to the point where we were like, no, I don't think we want to invest and do building projects here. I think we would rather wait a bit and try one more time to get in a location that we wanted. I'm trying to keep my thoughts organized. I want to go down all the perks of this new house. Several things that if we could find them, we would move one more good time. So this past summer, we were saying that if we could find a large brick rambler on a full basement, even if the basement was unfinished, that was fine, just so it had like the footprint, on at least 5 acres that was less than 30 minutes from our church home of the last 18 years, closer out. You know, we're really tucked in a small community now. No stoplight. You all know by my videos, 45 minutes to an hour for most things. We just have a lot of driving time, which again, 4 years ago, especially since I work from home, we thought that that would be okay. Now that's not the main reason that we're moving. However, it is one of the main things we have considered. If we could find something that checked all those boxes, it would make us heavily consider moving. Well, inventory in our area, it's just so low. And also, we have a budget number. And it's very hard to find big house on a full basement with 5 or more acres, less than 30 minutes from our church, with privacy and, you know, some of the other things we have on our box for under our budget. Everything seems like it's at least $50,000 to $100,000 over what we want to spend. So this past summer, what about that coffee creamer, Jamerrill? Let's do that. Okay. So this past summer, in July, we found a house that checked a lot of those boxes. Now, it was still a little further out. It was close to a town that we do frequent, about 30 minutes away. It was still going to be about 40 minutes to church. But I told myself that's okay, because when we lived at our farmhouse for over a decade, we were 40 minutes from church then. I think I really am truly out of coffee creamer. Okay, I do have some of that emergency, as I call it, emergency powdered creamer. Anyway, so we love that house. It was on 7 acres. It was mostly remodeled. Really good location, like our homeschool group that we're going to today, that we've been in the whole 15 years plus that we've homeschooled. It was literally 3 minutes from the church that we meet at every month and do activities. So that was a plus. Again, it was still 40 minutes from church. But when I talk about distance, you have to realize living rurally, many people have to drive those kind of distances to do anything. You know, we have modern transportation and these here newfangled things called vehicles. But driving is a factor unless you live like right in the middle of the city. Okay, and that's the trade-off of living rurally and having land. So I really, really love that house. I thought it lacked some curb appeal, but we would I'd put my own touches on it. So we went under contract for that house. We had that kick-out clause, and I don't know if that's a thing everywhere, but with that house, when we went under contract for it last summer, it had a 72-hour kick-out clause. Since our house here in the wilderness was not under contract yet, if another offer came in on that house, then we would have 72 hours to decide to either move forward without selling this property, or to get this house under contract, or I guess to say we couldn't do it. So we were under contract for this house around that same time. If you remember back in video land, do you all remember when I was leading my first Feeding My Freezer Cooking Challenge, and my septic pump went out here, and I had 15 people at my house. We had company. And a few weeks later was my oldest son's wedding. So, wow. Talk about a lot going on. And we were under contract for that house. And it took, like, I don't know, within a week or so, the kick-out clause activated. Someone else came in, gave him another offer, and this house was on the market. We had had some showings, but we didn't have an offer yet. So we did this crazy neck break thing. I really am going to get back to my coffee. This crazy neck break thing where we dropped the price on this house as much as we could reasonably for that like 72-hour period. And we had, I mean, even out here in the wilderness, we were having like 5 showings a day. We had a lot of people coming from Northern Virginia and the Washington, D.C. area, because people buy houses out here in the wilderness for like their weekend cottages and such. We had one guy that worked in D.C. that wanted a 7 a.m. showing, which means we had to get the kids up and ready. We had to be out of here. We had to get up at 5, be out of here by 6. So we just went to Denny's for breakfast, and we ended up having to stay out all day because of all the showings. So this is just like house buying story time with Jamerrill, stories I can share. So meanwhile, I'm making YouTube videos, I'm doing freezer, I'm doing all these things, but I'm not saying nothing about that. So if I've seemed a little tense at all, that was some of the background story. Okay, so I gotta go in now and get this coffee going. Oh wow, okay, so here's a bunch of Liam's Valentines. Here's his homemade one. Had him write his name on every one. That's so good. You are so ready. So we've moved outside now. I'm feeling chatty about this house stuff this morning. This could in fact be our very last country porch chat segment on this porch. Let's see what happens. Okay, so with that house that we were under contract with, we had the 72-hour kick-out clause happen right in the middle of everything else in life. I forgot to mention that with this particular house, we'll call this House A. With House A, We had put an offer in on it right when it came on the market, beginning of July. That's where July comes in. Okay. We put an offer in on it, and they did not accept our offer. They still wanted like $30,000 more than we wanted to pay. So we just let it be. We thought, okay, well, if they're not accepting our offer, we're not going to try to make this happen. By August, they then had dropped the price like another $10,000, and we thought, okay, well, let's go in and give another offer. That time they accepted it. So we're like, okay, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So I wasn't too worried about the 72-hour kickout clause. I know they're pretty standard, especially if your current home hasn't sold. Now, getting back to speed, where the 72-hour kickout clause, we had dropped the price on this house as much as we could, and we were really praying that if house A was meant to be, that obviously this house would sell quickly during that time where we had dropped the price drastically. And our realtor advertised it and let all the other realtors know that, look, these people only have 72 hours and for this house at this price. So if you want it, you got to get it now, or it's going off the market. Because at that point, we did not want to sell this house unless we had found another house. It had already taken, really, I mean, we've been looking like 5 years or more. When we bought this house, house A was the kind of house, we were looking for. And I have vlogs where 4 of the kids were ages 5 and under whenever we were heavily house shopping the last time. And I have vlogs of us just going to see various houses. And many times we would be outbid. Maybe the price was a little bit over our limit and the people just wouldn't negotiate. Again, it's just very hard, very hard to find what we want here. I did a vlog even before where I'm talking about with House A last spring 2019. I was heavily researching Texas. I will put that vlog down in the description below. But Travis and I were going to go to Texas for 2 weeks, and we were going to see like 50 houses, and we thought maybe Texas would be it. You'll have to watch that vlog to see why I kind of decided against that, just lost my peace on it. Lots of things just weren't lining up with us doing that. So in that vlog, we had decided to stay put and do our things here. And then we found House A, and we thought, I mean, we're free. We're free to do what we want. I always like to say, I do what I want, to an extent. We do try to be led of the Lord, and then also our own human will gets mixed up in there. So all that to say, during the 72-hour period with that kickout clause, even with people coming, 7 a.m. showings from Washington, D.C., all of that, we did get like a 9 p.m. offer on the 3rd evening, like 3 hours before the 72-hour kickout clause ended. And we almost took it. But it was like another $40,000 or less than the minimal price we had already dropped this house price to. And man, just no. We were considering it for a moment, but we have done things here and put money in here, and we just were like, no, if this is really God, if this is what we're supposed to do, we're not going to have this very lowball last minute offer. It's just not it. So we did not take that offer. We're in September when all that was going on by that point. So about 6 weeks went by, and Travis and I were really considering. We were like, okay, there's nothing else in our budget that checks those boxes. I was pretty heartbroken because, whenever I find a house, and especially when we're under contract for it, I'm living there in my head, and I'm decorating, I'm picking out paint colors, and all that fun stuff. And so it was sad. And so then we got to the point where we were like, by end of October, there were a few houses that could possibly fit the bill. And I just told Travis, I said, it is probably going to take 6 months to a year, because that was the biggest thing, is obviously our location. I was like, it's going to take 6 months to a year probably to find the right people who are going to want to move way back out here. They're most likely, it's most likely not going to be a family with a whole bunch of kids or young kids or kids, with tons of activities they got to drive around for all the time. It very well could be people from Washington, D.C. or other parts of the state who have moved out here to retire. We have like a heavy retirement age out here. And so I said, if it's going to take 6 months to a year, let's do the opposite. Let's put this house on the market. Let's just play the waiting game. And when this house goes under contract, we will then activate for us where we have 30 days to find a house to get under contract with in order to move forward with the sale of this home. And the sale of this home would have to be contingent on us also closing on another house. So that's, we decided, I think it was like November 1st. Of course, and it was the, wrong time of year. And yeah, sure, if we're going to do it anyway, let's just go ahead and get this house on the market, even though it's almost winter. No one else is putting their house on the market on this time. Let's just go ahead and do it, get it up there, ride out the next year. We'll keep looking at things here and there because some things take a bit to sell. Maybe we'll find something during that point. And we decided that as far as finding the right house during that 30-day period, we also decided that maybe we would need to sell this place. Maybe we would end up moving to a rental, but in the location we wanted. That's something our pastor had said, is that when him and his wife decided they wanted to move to a certain location, they sold their house and then they moved to a rental in the location they wanted to be. And then for them, it worked out that they could actually buy their rental. So that worked out well. So we just decided, we didn't know those end details, but getting this place sold would be the huge hurdle. And again, then moving in a rental in the place we wanted to be in, because Travis and I are really looking at this move as, we're in our early 40s, and so we wanted to move someplace we could potentially be for the rest of our lives. A place that this whole herd of children can finish growing up at, a place where the grandchildren can come, a place where Travis can finally have his big shop, a place where I could garden and finally get a little old pony and some goats, and a place that was really convenient to Walmart and church and those sort of life necessities, it seems. So we knew it might take us a little bit to find that, but we had found and at least gotten under contract with House A that we had then got kicked out of. And it was funny because the kids were talking about how we got kicked out of the house, and it was sounding confusing. So I was trying to explain real estate terms to them. I was like, it's the kick out clause. We didn't get kicked out of a house, but we got kicked out of that contract. It wasn't a ratified contract yet. So we've had some contractual and real estate chats through that experience. So we put this house back on the market. Still going to continue to do my hair in this camera. Okay. Put this house back on the market on November 1st. Settled and thinking, okay, this house is at least up. And now we'll just sit back for a year. Take things nice and slow. Well, we had two showings, and same feedback for both showings over something we can't control. And then the third showing, it was like November 9th. It was on a Sunday. It was like Sunday afternoon, so we'd stayed out a little extra long. And whenever we put this house back on the market, there was another house, House B, that came on the market, and oh my goodness, Travis loved it instantly. And I really liked it a lot. I did have some concerns, but Travis really, really liked it. And I loved the setting of it. And so I was just praying, okay, Lord, well, there's no way that house will still be on the market in 6 months to a year by the time our Forest house sells. But if it's meant to be, I thank you that you hold it for us. November 9th, our third house showing, we're coming home from church. We'd already stayed out way past the showing time. When we get home, the people are still here. And I thought, wow, they've been here for like 2 hours. That's amazing. This is a good thing. So we backed up. We went back out for a little bit. And By that night, I heard from my agent that they loved it and to expect an offer coming in. And then, of course, by the next day, I had a sick person in our family. So the next day, I remember I was sitting in the ER with them and filling out, signing the contract on my phone for the sale of this house. And then that meant, oh my, November 10th, now we have 30 days to find us a house. Okay, so we are now at our homeschool group Valentine's Day party. I just got a text message from our agent that we get to pick the closing time for Tuesday in just a few days, but I've got to call them. So we're going to go in and do this party, and I'm going to see at some point if I can sneak and make that phone call. And obviously, the little house timeline, storyline I was sharing on the porch this morning, we will get back to that this afternoon. Liam is working on box decoration. Amelia's got her things ready. Naomi is hard at work at her creation. This vlog will just be me filming from random little places that I can find to film on the fly. So we're back home now from our Valentine's Day party with our homeschool group, and so much happened while we were out. I was on the phone like 10 different times and handling text message and all kinds of details coming together. And this vlog is all about moving. Since we're home now, I've laid down and take a little afternoon mama rest. So there you go. All the different ways Jamerrill's hair can look. So I called my agent back. We picked our closing time for Tuesday at 10 a.m. Travis and I are going to do our final walkthrough of the house that we're buying. And at 11 a.m. we'll be at the lawyer's office. We're going to sign all the papers for the sale of this house and the purchase of the new house. We're just doing it all Tuesday. I know I was on my my little storyline with you earlier, but I know you can follow me, so we'll get back to that. I guess we're going to have past moving history and then real-time updates. You can do this. If you've been watching me these past 5 years, you can follow along. I know you can. So in real time, what has been happening with this move is we decided if we got the house we're buying for a certain price below our budget price, if we got a good deal, and if all things worked out well and good and how they should with the sale of this house, that I would get a gift to myself, that we would get a gift to ourselves, that we would get movers. We've never hired movers before. It's not like it's a move to another state or anything, but we have a whole lot going on. And we have a lot of things, a lot of heavy toolboxes. I've got multiple freezers and refrigerators. We have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of things to move. We also have a few days after we close, we still have occupancy of this house that we're selling. That was part of our negotiations of the contract. I said, I need X amount of days after closing to get us moved. All that to say, it's not like having movers is going to mean that there's no work that needs done. It's just the physical labor of packing and loading the trucks and taking it over and unloading it. If we're able to hire out someone else to do that, then that is energy that we can save, mainly that Mama can save here from organizing and orchestrating all that. That's a lot of energy, because see, I still have to work during the move. I still have people to feed during the move. I still have a whole other house we're going to have work going on over there that I've got to look in on. And then I have a ton of stuff that has to be unloaded and organized. And like there's some furniture we have here that we're passing on to some friends. There's an IKEA trip in our future, a few new pieces I want to get for the new house. It's a lot swirling. Because of that, we decided to go for movers. So the little piece of the puzzle with that today, though, was that closing was supposed to be about a week ago, and I had movers lined up. So when that date wasn't looking like everyone was going to hit it, I just told the movers, we don't have our closing date. I'm sure moving companies dealing with people and closing dates know that that can be a moving target. And so here we are. So when I called them today, they figured it would take 2 days to pack us and then 2 days to actually move us. And they don't have that in their schedule for next week, which I totally get. So they gave me the names. I called many other moving companies, and they all told me they could do it in March, but no one has any more availability next week. It's short notice. So Travis looked around, and he found another moving company, and I called them, and they're available. And actually, this gentleman told me that usually the jobs that he gets is whenever the other well-known moving companies in our area can't get to it because it's a last minute or closing date moves or whatever. His company basically picks up the slack and maybe snacks. Yes, the snack and the slacks. And then they end up getting those jobs, moving people like us who we find out, okay, we are now moving everything in like 5 days. All that to say, for a little bit today, I thought I lost our movers. But within an hour, we had other movers lined up. So they are coming. Tomorrow is going to be our day to pull things together. We've been working and cleaning and picking up and purging and getting things like strangers are going to come into our house and pack us here soon ready. There's still a few more things I need to load into my filing cabinet. There are things that we are just going to take in our van, like our filing cabinets and stuff. They're not like full-size filing cabinets, I should say, but there's just family documents and stuff. Putting that in the van. I'm also trying to figure out, and that's where I know when you all see this video, all this is already done, but I'm also trying to figure out the best way to pack us for the hotel and such for our little in-between time. So those are the real-time updates in what is happening. I probably now, I didn't know how long I'd get to film, but everything's pretty quiet. So I think I'm just going to continue on here. I believe I left off with our crazy-haired story time on the porch this morning that we had heard that an offer was coming. I was signing the acceptance of the offer as we haggled back and forth just a little bit when I had a family member in the ER the following day. Because, it's always got to be several things going on at one time. And so that was in November. Circling back, there was this one house that Travis really, really liked. Now, I like all the houses, so Travis has to think for us here. And I really liked this house too. Don't get me wrong in that. I loved the setting of it. I loved the location. I loved the size. I loved a whole lot about it. The only concern I had was that house was being sold as is. Now, that can mean a whole lot of things. It can mean there's a whole lot of things wrong with this house. Yeehaw, get ready. It can mean that a house is part of an estate and the siblings who own it just don't want to deal with nothing. Again, there can just be a lot going on. So we went and saw this house that Travis really liked. Again, I guess I was just trying to because my heart was still broken from house A and I was trying to not get my hopes up. But again, I was just praying, Lord, if this is the house you have for us, hold it for us while we're working out all these details. So we went and saw it. We liked it. The things that I saw when I went to it was, no one had lived there in a while. And so it needed cleaning. It needed the floor swept and the windows washed, those kind of things. There were a few cosmetic things that were really obvious. And then our agent suggested that before we put an offer in on it, we should do a pre-offer home inspection. So that was our next course of action. And the fact that it was advertised as is was really to our benefit, because otherwise that house at that price would have been gone already gone. And so we figured that the home inspection would tell us a lot. So it seems like it took another week or two after that, getting close to Thanksgiving, by the time we got the home inspection done. And Travis and I were there all day. We felt really, really comfortable in the house. The family did have some of their like old family furniture there and stuff, and we were like, we even like some of this furniture. But we asked for it, we're not getting it. Okay. You know, there were different things we just really liked. So during the home inspection, you know, Travis was with the home inspector a lot while they were doing things in the house. I walked the perimeter of the property, you know, got to know it a little bit, talked to it some. And so the things that were found during the home inspection were nothing, it was nothing that scared Travis. So that's good. It was some things that we thought, oh, okay, well, those two things may need to be fixed before we can even close on the loan for this house. We did not know. So again, up in the air. So we were praying about it. Meanwhile, there were a couple other houses we went and saw, and I mean, one of them, for example, before we even got there, went under contract. You know, that happens to us. Another one I really liked. It was going to need paint on the inside. Travis didn't like the location of it, which is fine. I was joking that Travis ruins all the fun, takes all the fun. So anyway, he kept going back to the house we had the home inspection for. We just kept feeling really good and had a lot of peace about the house being sold as is. We found out that it was part of an estate. The neat thing is the family, the couple who had the house built in the 60s was Travis and I's age whenever they had it built. They were in their early 40s, and they lived there until their deaths in their late 90s, which is pretty neat. And so, you know, just the fact that they built that home for their family, how they wanted it at that time, and they lived there the rest of their lives. So I thought that that was special. And so Travis and I, even though it was rocky, you know, we weren't sure. I mean, we put the offer in, we went under contract for it, but then it was going to get down to the appraisal. And if it would appraise, you know, we already felt when they accepted our offer that we were getting a deal, but it needs to appraise for that amount. Then we also needed to see if there were things that needed to be fixed in order to even close. So all of this is hitting now around the holidays. While we're waiting for the appraisal, I started to have contractors come over to that house that we were under contract for, meet me there, look at the couple things, and work up quotes for me if those things needed to be fixed or not, because we didn't know. But of course, no one could do it in December, and we were looking out at January. So that is why we get back to being February now and just closing. We just needed as big of a buffer in dealing with that as possible, because again, you just don't know. None of it would make the house unlivable. It's just 2 or 3 things that Travis and I know. But even like we know it's gonna need like the heating and the cooling work, but it's an old system. So we know like this spring it's gonna need a new HVAC system. We know here in a few years we can probably work with the windows that are in the house for a few years. I'll show you whenever I do the house tour video. But it's gonna need all new windows. So there's certainly things that are gonna make it a brand new house. We're gonna be able to do our own things with it. And then there's just basic home maintenance that needs done. So all that to say, we thought we'd get the home inspection back in December. I think it was right around December/New Year's. And so we got it back. I'm sorry, not the home inspection, the appraisal. The home inspection was just for us. We know what was on there, and we were fine with it. Just don't know. So we got the appraisal back. And I mean, again, we were thinking, you just don't know. Like, will they want the windows caulked? Because they are 50 or 60-year-old, like, original windows. Will they be fine with how that panel looks, or with that window down in the basement that has a crack? Just what will they not be okay with? So we got the appraisal back. It appraised perfectly, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing that needed to be done in order for us to get that house with the lender. So that was a miracle of miracles. Also, history on this house. This house has sat empty for almost 10 years. They tried to sell it. I believe it was on the market for a year or so about 10 years ago. And then because it's been part of an estate, I mean, for whatever reasons the family decides, it has just sat. So whenever we put our offer on, it was the first time it was back on the market in all those years. And it was on the market, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before they got our offer. Some updates though is it has a brand new roof, brand new. The roof is 2 years old, and it has all new gutters are 1 year old. So it does have those updates. And of course they were probably waiting to get those on to then try to take another go to sell it. Whatever the reason, it's great, I'm thrilled. Okay, so that's filling you in on a whole lot of backstory of what's been going on with this move that I'm just now officially telling you about. So here I am today, day after, short notice, now trying to get movers. We have someone who's coming. They're actually going to come. They're going to pack us Sunday and Monday. Tuesday, we're going to close. I'm sure go over to the new house then. That's probably when I'll do my new house tour video, which will look scary, because no one's lived in this house for about a decade, and it'll be before the painters and the helpful building people get there. The next day, Wednesday, is when the movers will be moving our stuff. Basically Wednesday and Thursday they'll be moving. Also Wednesday, the construction crew, I mean, it's technically a painting business, but our friend who owns this painting business will also do things like build a wall if you need it, and do your kitchen cabinets and all that. So I can't wait to show you guys the kitchen. So the kitchen is a similar layout to what I have now, only it's probably a third of the size, and it's almost 60 years old. So that's gonna be fun. But the rest of the room is huge, and so the rest of the room is hardwood floors and a fireplace and even some little built-ins. And I would trade kitchen space in order to get room for a bigger table and other family living space. And so what we're gonna do is, like, the building, I know that especially when people watch these videos, it's hard to remember that there's a real family with a real budget and real life situations on the other end of this camera, and I'm really sharing real life details here. So it'll be easy when you see the house tour to say, oh, well, when are you ripping those bathrooms out, and why don't you get yourself a brand new all white kitchen, and all those different things. But we're not going to be doing any of that anytime soon. What we are having done is the whole interior painted, the trim painted, the ceilings painted. Then there's a handful of things that they're going to fix for us, and they're going to totally paint the kitchen cabinets. And I'm going to have him, I have always wanted one of those, and I know they're not in style anymore, but I don't care, the pressed metal backsplash that looks like a quilt, and it's cheap. It's like a quilted pressed metal backsplash, that's what it's called. I'm going to have them put that up for us, and then we will probably, I can't remember if there's little cabinet knobs on it or not. I'll probably upgrade the hardware. But you are going to have a real good time when I show it to you. Like, the dishwasher is on the wrong spot. I don't know, like, the stove is the original 1960s stovetop. The oven is like a camper oven. It's so small. So we will be doing, fresh appliances and minimal things that need to be done in the kitchen, but I'm just going to make the best with what I have for the time being. And then we will be I want to get a new table. I think our table now is like 8 or 9 feet, and I want to try to get a 12-foot table. There's room for it in there, which is good. It has probably 2/3 hardwood floors. The bedrooms have hardwood floors. That room off the kitchen there does. And then the living room, foyer, hallway, and then a really small little dining room is carpet. And it's not 1960s carpet. It's not 70s shag carpet. It's just like an industrial carpet like I have upstairs. So we'll just use it for a season and then we'll have to replace that out. In the dining room that's too small for us to get a table in there, I would just not use it for that. So we are having a wall built and we are having that made into a 4th bedroom. The house is 3 bedroom, 2 bath, but we are having a 4th bedroom made there. It does have a separate little mini laundry room. I have to get a stackable washer and dryer. It doesn't need to be like an apartment size. It's just going to be like 2 front loaders that you can stack. But it does have a utility sink and another closet in there, and I just love it because it's like a door that can be shut. It's got a good sized 2-car garage that's attached to the house. And then the house itself, and this is what I have wanted, it's a rambler, so all the bedrooms are together on one end and everything's one level together. And I've said this in my cleaning videos and such, you know. I guess it wasn't so much of an issue at the farmhouse. Our bedroom was upstairs too, but here our master bedroom is downstairs. Kids are upstairs. I have times where days will go by and I still have not been upstairs, so I'm super excited to have all the kids' bedrooms and things right down by me so I can see it and manage life down there, and not so much, especially cleaning and organizing wise, will get away from me. Another thing, so the house is, I'm giving house updates. Travis has been running trash and stuff. And then because we've had trouble with the dishwasher in this house, Travis picked up a brand new dishwasher today, so him and Zion will get that in this evening. And of course, like you're already getting the whiff of the new house is going to need all new appliances. Thoughts. Oh, so the upstairs is a little over 2,000 square feet. Of course, that doesn't include the garage. That's our house living space. And then it has I can't say it without smiling. Then it has a 2,200 square foot basement. Do you see how excited I am over this basement? Like hearts coming out of my eyes. Glory of glories, I am so excited. The reason that the basement is a little bigger is there's a back porch deck area, and that has another room built from the basement under that. Yeah, so just so many wonderful things are happening in that basement. The basement also has the hookups where they were going to put in a 3rd bathroom, and everything is there ready to be hooked up. So that'll definitely be a near future project as well. And so now I'm gonna talk to Travis about what he's been up to, and I'll be back a little later. So good morning, friends. We woke up this morning, hit the ground running. Travis and I have been synchronizing our to-do list for the things that need done. Oh, let me get that little flyaway hair down. A lot needs done to prepare for the movers who are coming. Just, you know, moving 9 people. Lots going down here. So today, Travis has this big gantry crane in his garage. You've probably seen it when I've gone out to fill my freezers before. Anyway, we got advance permission. He needs to take that apart and get that over to the new house today, because on Monday, the day before we close, and again we have permission for this, he has permission to start moving his outdoor equipment, his farm equipment, his excavator, scoop thingy, all of that. We're gonna get the outdoor stuff over there. More coming up on that. So today, step 1, he's going to get his gantry crane over there so it could be back together, ready and waiting. Kids and I here at the house, I have to work on I have a big stack of papers there in my office, and just things that shouldn't be out in the open when people are going to come and move you, things that need to go into my filing cabinet. I need to get my papers organized today. The kids and I need to go through their bedrooms a little more today, and there's more. Oh, and then again, just thinking quickly. Now I know a lot of you are going to have like the best living in a hotel with your family while you're in the middle of moving tips for me. Please, you can leave those in the comments, because maybe some other large families who are moving would love to read them, and I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I'm already moved and in my house and my feet are up now for a minute. But anyway, the other night when I sent Travis Travis to Walmart to get Valentines for the kids to add to for the Valentine party. I said, pick me up 4 more of those big, like 30+ gallon totes, because I think what I'm going to do, I won't really know until I get into this portion of packing later today, but I think I'm going to pack like kitchen type items I need to keep my hands on, like a slow cooker. I might be using my slow cooker in the hotel room, might be using my Instant Pot in the hotel room. All those details I'm still wrapping my brain around, right? But I feel like I need a tote of like kitchen type and maybe even bathroom type things for the family for the next week. And then I've thought about having the kids pack their things in book bags like for a road trip, but I'm thinking I'm gonna pack a tote of our clothing items as a family for the next week. And then I have 2 more totes. I think another tote, because again, everything's gonna be in boxes, a lot of stuff's gonna be in the basement, and I'm gonna just process through it after we're officially in the house. I think another tote I'm going to fill with our current homeschool items. We are obviously doing a lot of life schooling over the next few weeks, but I want to make sure there's some built-in bookcases in the open living room area that's off the kitchen in the new house. So exciting. Anyway, I want to get all of our current homeschool items, current read-alouds, upcoming read-alouds, books the kids are working through, board games we love to play, those kind of things, like those 2 built-in bookshelves, and I think there are some cabinets under them too. That's where I need those things to go. And I don't want movers packing those, don't touch my homeschool stuff. So they're packing our whole library and we will definitely be circling back to that. But I need those items like within, I want to organize those quickly. Yes and amen. So those are the things swirling today. I'm hoping to be done with a lot of that by later this afternoon, so the kids and I could just chill out. They could get out their Lego tubs. I have a wonderful read aloud stack right now. We could just get in several hours of reading. Case in point, here's the state of our deck this morning. The kids were playing last night. There's our dishwasher. We got that this fall. It's a name brand one. Had all kinds of hopes and dreams for it. We've just had trouble after trouble after trouble with it. Now, yes, if I had more hours in the day, I could chase down the warranty. I could wait for repairmen. I could have them replace it. I don't have time. I just don't have time to deal with it. We have to close on this house, and these people are promised a working dishwasher. Mommy! Hold on, baby. So anyway, took that one out last night. That one is going to go to Travis's friend who wants to tinker with it, do something with it. That's fine. And we put in another new one, different brand name. It's brand new. We're going to use it like 3 times, and then the new owners will have a brand new dishwasher. Yay. But there's the state of our porch. That's part of what we'll be working on today. Oh, yeah. We're going to file this under 2-year-olds. Oh, yeah. Woohoo! 2-year-olds helping pack. So, as I'm going through different things, Benjamin found this Christmas wrapping paper. He said, Mommy, it's my birthday. And I said, sure, Betty. Take it and play with it. So you've been busy with this, haven't you?
It's my Christmas.
It's your Christmas. Yay.
Santa, Bobby.
You talking about Santa?
Yes.
No, silly.
This is Santa.
Santa's in there?
Yeah.
You know Mommy and Daddy do Christmas?
I do Christmas.
You do Christmas. Okay. We'll talk about it more later. No more complicated conversations right now. Now I can tell you guys all this stuff, this new stuff I bought in my recent thrift store and shop with me haul a few weeks ago is stuff for the new house. Okay, so now Benjamin, what are you doing? What did you say was eating you? Benjamin's been playing Dinosaur Eat Me while I'm here in all my paperwork. So while I'm working on organizing my paper mountain into my filing cabinet, I'm going to have Naomi go through Travis's idea for just helping the movers organize it pretty simply for us, is for them to mark the boxes just with the names of where the stuff comes from. So I'm going to have her make the signs for each door. We're not going to color code it or anything. I know I have a cousin and some friends who've moved like 20 times in their adult lives, and they do like color coded moves. This is not going to be a color-coded move, but it's still going to be a pretty decent move. So she's going to at least put a sign on every door for them on how to label those boxes. I'm also going to have her add on the sides. I mean, I'm sure they have ways that they do this, but again, I'm just trying to do like prep work on the front end to help this go well for everybody. So some of the items, like the bathroom items, the pantry, laundry stuff, everything from our coat closet, the kids' bathroom, and the kitchen. I'm going to have all those items and boxes go in our garage that's attached to the new house. And then everything else we're going to unload in the basement and then go through that over the week or so after we move in. So that's the plan for right now, at least. I know you can't plan it all, but this is my try. Okay, confusing text messages are flying right now. I just got this text from my real estate agent that says, I try to call just in case anyway. They just mentioned something about the title loan commitment date not being right. And then I just heard something about the TRID, T-R-I-D, 3-day closing rule, and Monday not counting. I don't know. Anyway, you could go ahead and do your selling on Tuesday. Your buyer has already taken off work. And then come back and do your buying part on Wednesday. And I'm like, oh, something is scrambled, and I'm not in real estate enough to understand this. This is the fourth house we've bought. But with all of our house buying and selling, we've never had coinciding closings. So obviously, I don't want to get stuck with having sold this house Tuesday and for some reason not being able to close on buying our new house on Wednesday. That would be like nightmare level status. So I'm thinking through this as I'm doing all my papers. I'm thinking that we should just wait both until the following day. But then again, everyone says, it's no big deal. Nothing can go wrong. You're good. But it's concerning. So I'm going to just think on this one a little bit. Talk to Travis. Okay, just got off the phone with my realtor. He's as confused as I am, so that's good. I was looking up that 3-day rule. I'm not following it. There was supposed to be a paper that I was supposed to sign, I don't know, yesterday or the day before. I haven't been given any papers to sign in over a week. So something, I mean, nothing bad is going on. There's just like a little paperwork frustrating trail thing happening. And whatever it is now, we were closing Tuesday the 18th. We can't close on our new house till Wednesday the 19th. And I am not closing, I'm like fired up now. I am not closing on the sale of this house until we can close on the sale of the new house. Because obviously, let's just say what the nightmare would be, okay? It would all be okay, we'd work through it, right? But the nightmare would be, we would close on the 18th for this house and something somewhere blow up. And then I have tons of stuff and life, word vomit, and we're in a hotel and we're looking for a quick rental and we have animals and kids, and that's not the rodeo I want to ride in right now. So my agent is working on moving everything to Wednesday now. Here we are, new message. The closing document, that's what we're waiting on. The closing document will be coming out soon. It was what was waiting for title to update. It's starting to pull together here. So what we're dealing with is we're clear to close for the house we're selling. The closing document is just now generating for the house we're buying. And even though we were told, which I get, like it's a lot to manage, right? And I'm not even the one here managing it all. We were told we could close on purchasing our house on Tuesday. There has to be 3 days from the day we sign the closing document, probably, I'm guessing. Before we can close, and today's Friday, and for some reason Monday doesn't count. I think Monday's a holiday, that's probably why. So we can't close until Wednesday. Again, all this is going to do is give us one more day before closing to continue to do stuff, so that's a gift. I just want to get it straight. I'm trying real hard to do it right, and with some wisdom. Hey, there's a thing, let's do that. Next thing happening is the law office where we're settling on the selling and the buying just called me to tell me they've called for the payoff amount for this house multiple times, and our current mortgage company hasn't responded to them and won't give them that information back. So I'm calling. Sorry, I have this robot talking about your. I'm calling now to get them to fax the payoff information to the law office. Again, it's all this last minute home buying stuff. I was just outside checking in on a job that 2 of the boys are working on. It's cold out today, so that's got my nose to running. But I need to get my payoff information through the end of the month in case there's any other holdups. Also, what I found out, part of this 3-day wait after we signed the loan disclosures for the house we're buying today, it is because Monday's a holiday. That's pushing everything back a day for us. So that'll be fine, though. It'll actually give me time to go shopping for a new washer and dryer for the laundry room and get that set up for weekend delivery. Updates. So, talked to the mortgage company. They're supposed to fax the payoff for this property to the closing lawyer's office by the end of business today. For some reason, our lawyer's office doesn't get it. I have to call and keep hounding them. That's why there's still papers on my bed that I'm still organizing. And what else is happening? Oh, I just got the loan disclosures in my email to sign for the purchase of our new house. So things are happening, yay. Also, another update. So if our closing is a day later now, for a second I thought through maybe I need to push the movers back, push everything back a day. But I think I'm just gonna keep everything how I have it set up right now. I think I just said this a few clips ago, but this is me processing it. Thanks for listening. I think I'm gonna keep everything how I have it set up right now. Yes, I did say this. Let's say it again, Jamerrill. Let's say it 3 times. But if we end up with an extra buffer day, that's just a day to pick up any other balls that have dropped. We'll use it for something, I'm sure. Okay, now the law office just called like 30 seconds ago, said they got the payoff, so that's checked off, yay. Just like one windblown hair update after another. Still looking at this pile on my bed. Isn't that funny? So much. Just little like, feel like a secretary, you know, little fine point details. So it looks like now the people who are buying our house, all of their loan documents are dated for Tuesday, and they absolutely have to close on Tuesday. So it looks like we are going with, and like I've talked to everybody, any way it goes, we're going to be selling one house, and there's going to be, you know, 1 hour or 24 hours until we purchase the other. Even if we were closing on Tuesday, we could technically close at 11 a.m. with them and then have some major, I don't know. And that's the thing, like, what could go wrong? I don't know. We're clear to close on both, so we have to sell one before we can buy the other. So we're gonna sell this house on Tuesday. We're gonna do our walkthrough on the house we're buying on Tuesday. Actually, Travis and Zion are over there now, getting that gantry and stuff I mentioned earlier there. Then Wednesday morning I talked to the law office, and we are going to close at like 9 a.m., their earliest closing on the purchase of our new house. Still keeping everyone on track though. I asked our realtor, I was like, Wednesday morning I have the movers scheduled to start taking loads, and I have the contractor scheduled to start the painting and the other list of work that needs done. So all of that is going to be starting at the same time that we're closing. That's just how it is. Yay. No pressure though. Okay, moving vlog next day. It is Saturday now. Hey, sir. Hey, helper. We had, this is probably 3 baskets of laundry yesterday with all my late afternoon emotional phone calls and wheeling and dealing. I did not get to the packing of the totes. We have talking hand here this Saturday evening. Travis took the kids to basketball today. I stayed home, got some business work done, and rested a little bit. So now it's about 7 p.m. and I'm going to work on packing us for our week-long hotel stay. Confirmed with the movers. They are coming tomorrow. So I'm going to just try to make clothing piles now. Zion made his. I started on mine. And all I'm really packing, we will probably be in the hotel for 5 days or so. So obviously, first day in the hotel, I'm going to have an outfit on. And then I'm packing 2 more outfits because I can rewear, mix and match, and 1 pair of pajamas. So that's what I'm doing for everybody. We will come in an outfit, and we'll have 2 more to mix and match and change in and out of. Just as the saying, as your grandma would say, lots of underwear for everybody, but trying to not pack, 5 outfits times 9 people for a 5-day hotel stay. Okay, so the adventure continues. It is now Sunday morning. The movers are on their way. I did get 3.5 of the totes packed last night. I'll show you here in a minute. It's funny because 2 of them are full of like all our homeschool books and things that I just don't want to get away from me because I just don't know how it's going to go down with the books that are packed and you know, moving. So things I definitely want to get into our little shelf nook in our new family room, ASAP, like within the next week. Before me here is a stack of stuff that needs to go out into the van, because again, I don't know. Will the movers get everything packed today? Will it be easier to go to a hotel tonight? Will it happen tomorrow? I don't know. All these question marks in life, but here's what has to go out of the van with me. Some quick stuff. This is a box of stuff I have to do for a sponsor coming up. My purse, my computer bag, scarf, tripod, little work desk, all my various bathroom things that I don't want to get away from me. So this is just a small stack of essentials, and you gotta love my enthusiasm. So I'm currently reading Twice Rescued Child and Bird by Bird, and I thought, okay, if I finish both of those this week, I need another book close. So I'm gonna go for The Nightingale next. Several of my friends on Instagram referred me to this, and a whole slew of novels, but this will be the next one. Emergency snacks, emergency cross stitch, my Bible, my journal, and then one of the current read alouds the kids and I are doing, because we're just going to have tons of time to read this week, but just in case, our important things will be close. Okay, updates going down now. We have everything that we need to have with us for the next week in our van. The movers came. And see, again, because we switched moving companies, the movers that came think they can pack our whole house in 10 hours. So they have gone out to gather up their supplies, and they're coming back. It's Sunday. They're going to have the whole house packed up today. Another variable we have going on is it was supposed to be in the 50s today. I was thinking, okay, well, we'll play outside while they get all the packing done. We'll just do that 2 days in a row. It'll give the kids and I lots of good outside time. Well, instead, it's in the 30s. So, just so many variables. It's like you can plan. And then when you get in the situation, it's like, okay, it's freezing and I need to put my children somewhere safe while these movers come and pack us. What do we do? So the original plan being, and I know you've heard this 10 times now, movers were going to come Sunday, Monday. We were closing Tuesday. And I thought maybe even Tuesday afternoon they could bring our load. Now these movers are here. They're going to be able to pack us today, and it's Sunday. So then, all that to say, I'm circling around to, I went ahead and called the hotel, and I didn't think we would be in the hotel until Tuesday or Wednesday. I wasn't sure though with the packing. I thought maybe even tomorrow night, Monday. Went ahead and got the hotel for today. That's what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. So, because if they could bust through and load it all up, I mean, on the upside, we're going to be packed and ready to go a few days early. That's a blessing. And instead of doing meals and children and life and laundry and baths and everything, in the middle of all that here, we're going to go ahead and get to the hotel today. So we didn't know last night was our last night sleeping here, but last night was our last night sleeping here. We're still going to be back every day. We're going to actually take a few things over to leave at the outside of the new house today. And our animals are still here, but we're coming back every day, so nothing's different. Just saying, those are these updates now, but I'll give you a look at the stuff in the van. Okay, bright light shining down on me. Not super glorious, but this is what we have loaded up in the van. Some of this we're going to drop off at the new house today because they've been letting us take some things out there. Some of it I just want to get over there so I don't lose track of. I also had things like the broom. I thought, oh man, okay, so when we come back and this whole house is wrapped up and packed up tomorrow, I want to be able to sweep it, and I don't want the broom to get packed. So that's what some of the things I'm holding on to is stuff like I'm still going to need it. So I got the pack and play for in the hotel for Benjamin. He hasn't slept in this in a long time, but at 2.5, it'll kind of keep him contained for bedtime. We got some emergency Legos. These are, we call Mommy's Legos. Oh, got a dinosaur in there too. Some various Sharp Shopper snacks. Not a lot though, but a few. My homeschool totes. I packed 2 of these with my homeschool books that I need to go in our new kitchen area off our family room, like ASAP, and I don't want them to get put in the wrong spot. So I'm going to haul them around for a week. Got my slow cooker for the hotel room. Got a bag of, that's like apples, peanut butter, 2 smoke detectors that I want to get over to the new house too. And napkins, paper plates for the hotel room. This is my new refurbished vacuum. This is one of the things today we're going to set this, it's like an outside covered area. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to set my 2 doormats there. Travis wants to get these chairs over there, so we will do that. No one's living there now. Anyway, a few more sweatshirts we'll need. Under all of this is the other totes. We still have, our clothing tote, it must be under there. So yeah, definitely going to have to stop at the new house, drop off a few things, then we can work through our totes. There is a laundry basket with our, my chiropractic pillow and Travis pillows. You know, we got special pillows. See if you can see back there. So anyway, it's an attempt to have a handle on the week and things that we'll need quick access to. Still got one more tote that's going to go on the top right there that has like our bathroom and other things in it. So thank you for listening to part 1 of probably 4 or 5 of this moving adventure. I'm going to wrap this up now, but can't wait to chat with you in those comments below. It has certainly been a journey, but here we are, we're doing it. My next video in this movie series will be the movers actually packing and us going to closing and then doing the dirty house tour because the other house needs a good cleaning too. So much in the works. Oh, the contractors are coming. Work's being done. Going to IKEA. It's exciting. So talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.